Every club. Every day. The Global Sports Podcast Network.
Hello and welcome to the Daily Newcastle. My name's Jo. I'm going to be hosting today. I'm joined with two of my wonderful pod people. This is what I'm referring to you as now. It is first up, as you just heard her whisper, it's my girl. It's Nic. How are you doing, chick?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Not too bad, not too bad.
Good.
And also we have the Don, Mr. Iain McKay. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, although I've never recorded this early in the day, in daylight. I feel my skin starting to melt. But it's all right, we'll try and get through it.
Iain's a vampire.
Well, I was just about to say that we are more used to being vampires.
We are.
We only record at night. But
I feel like a vampire because I've not seen sun for about 7 months.
It's an English thing, girl. We're fine.
I know. I just look a little bit scary. Look at me.
Well, Marcus said to me yesterday, he was like, "You look a bit pale." I was like, "Well, A, I'm ginger. B, it's winter." I was like, "I really don't stand a chance.
We don't get sun until July."
Yeah, exactly. I'm really not going to have a tan right now, but never mind. Let's move on to football before we talk 30 minutes of absolute nonsense and people stop following us. Wouldn't blame them really, but never mind. Today's episode, if anyone looks at the title, it's obviously the upcoming oil Classico between us and Man City. Not at home, unfortunately, at the Etihad, but I think we're all in the right frame of mind to still be pretty positive about the fact that we're going to get a result. We'll obviously do predictions at the end, but if anyone wants to put in the comments and spoil it and think what Iain might guess before then, there'll be a Brucey bonus prize. Maybe not, but, let's just laugh about the fact that he loves to change his prediction every week. Every week. I mean, based on trying to get back on track here. City, us, how we're feeling is the general consensus, because obviously we're all right. We're doing all right. We've had a couple of blips, as I now still want to keep calling them somehow, but we do like to think that they are a kind of blip, and City are not exactly storming ahead like they always have been, and fresh off the back of a loss to Real when they thought they'd won the match. So always staying humble, but let's hope we can humble them at the Etihad. Nic, I'll come to you, chick. Have you got, what's your just general feelings about it first? Obviously, we can talk about tactics and all that sort of malarkey as we go on, but your general feelings towards this match.
Kev or Michael asked me this the other day. I think it was one of them two. Not about this match in particular, but if we were to face Man City in the FA Cup next round, obviously now we know we face Brighton, but anyway. And I was a bit like, I'm not too worried about Man City, and I don't know if it's maybe I'm just being a bit too overconfident. This isn't me for one bit saying that Man City are a terrible team, because we absolutely know they're not a terrible team. Let's be honest, they're well, not this season, but the world-class team. They've done the treble the other year. They're an absolute well-coached team by Pep, and this isn't me degrading them whatsoever, but I just really fancy us against Man City this weekend. Whether I'm being a bit too overconfident or I'm expecting too much from the boys, I don't know, but I am feeling okay going into the game. I feel like we're in a really good place. I guess the only thing that I am worried about is, and we've touched on it a few times before, is just our lack of squad rotation, I guess. Obviously, I feel like with every game at the minute, we're sort of having to go a bit full strength, I suppose, if you want to call it that. Yeah. And I am a bit worried about, obviously, the tiredness of the boys. I won't lie, but yeah, other than that, I'm feeling good.
Good. Iain, what are you?
Well, first of all, I am kind of feeling more confident than ever before to turn up and play away at Manchester City. Wanted to, because I've done my research for this podcast show, so I'll give you some stats, all right? We have lost the last 15 home games from Manchester City against Manchester City. We've won one in the last 34 games against them. However, we've won the last 5 away games in a row. We're on a run of wins away from home. This was our 6th consecutive away win. And I think Manchester City were derailed by their injuries and players have come back, but they're still really fragile, aren't they? They capitulated at Arsenal and got absolutely stuck. They really took the
They
lead,
did.
and then when Man City would then not have given the ball to them and just held on to it for 10 minutes, somehow managed to throw away that advantage against Real Madrid. So I think they're far more fragile than we've ever played them before. But I keep going back to historically, we get nothing at Manchester City. But I do think we've got a really, really good chance this weekend. Partly as well because Grealish, when all of their injuries have been clearing up, but Grealish and Akanji went off injured against Real Madrid, and I'm not sure they'd recover quickly enough to be ready for Saturday afternoon. So maybe they'll be weakened as well. I know we've come on to it. I think we might be a bit weakened by injuries too, but I think it's going to be a close game.
I wouldn't have been worried about Jack Grealish anyway.
I made that point in the group chat when we were talking about it.
Me being a little bit mean?
Nah, I'm with you. It's not. Come on, it's not naturally a player that we're worried about. He hasn't been the same player since he joined City, and we've discussed this before, haven't we? Really?
Yeah.
It used to be a player I would have been bothered about.
Same.
Grealish in his prime, absolutely would have been worried about him, but he's, for a number of reasons, just isn't the same Grealish now that he's at City. But anyway, it looks like he's out the equation anyway. So
he must have shown something because he was picked. He was picked as the first choice for the Real Madrid game by Pep. So that if he thought Doku was definitely a better option, I think Doku is a scary player. But he must either be carrying something or well out of it for Grealish to get in the starting lineup before him.
True.
True.
But anyway, I don't think Grealish is fit for the weekend because he did go off.
That's fine. Well, we talked about it before the pod started. Our injuries, which I was really only aware of the Botman and Burn one, because as far as I was concerned, I thought Gordon was going to be back. I suppose we'll sharp see, but it's a strange conversation, not a strange one, but I had with my dad about the main thing he's concerned about not having the likes of Burn and Botman at the back is Burn, for example, is the perfect kind of man-on-man protector of Haaland, so to speak, isn't he? Especially if Botman is out, because again, he would have been the other one.
Yeah.
So he was kind of more bothered about, and I do see his point about having that big, strong kind of centre-back to control Haaland and keep him in the pocket as they did last time, because Haaland was no massive threat last time we played them.
No.
So
well, Burn shackled to it at St James's Park. It was a fantastic performance.
It was exactly.
I think then missed the cup game because he had a bang on the knee, but it wasn't going to be serious. So, and then Dan Burn limped off in the Birmingham match with a groin injury. I think we're far more likely that Burn's out, but Botman will be fit. And if you had to have a deputy to take on Haaland rather than Dan Burn, then Sven Botman's the man you'd want to put on.
Oh God, yeah, absolutely.
I think any three of us. Well, if you're talking about our first choice centre backs would be Botman, Shah, or Burn. I think any of them can handle Haaland, and keep him quiet on their day.
True. I think it's just more a natural job for Botman and Burn.
Oh no, 100%. I do agree with that. Yeah, I just I don't think Shah would have any problems either.
Shah would just blind them with his gorgeousness.
Well, it's understandable, to be honest. It's understandable.
He would have to, because if it came into a wrestling match, I think Haaland's got a big.
I think Haaland would take share, unfortunately.
Over
No.
Share's too sexy
in
for
a way
that.
In a way that he can't do against Dan Burn or Sven Botman. So yeah, but
it's true. No, which is why I mentioned those two.
The key is to not let the ball get to Haaland, isn't it?
It's very true.
Line.
I think probably before we start talking about predictions and all that sort of stuff, which we'll do in part 2, just a quick one. It's slight prediction. What I mean by prediction is lineup, by the way. Who do you guys think will start in goal? I mean, I think it should be Dubs. And I reckon Pope was probably only brought in because it was the cup game, and I don't think it's right that Dubs is dropped. But do you guys have a different opinion on that, or are you with me on the keeping Dubs in?
You can't drop him. You can't, not for a game. Well, yeah, no, yeah. It's got to be
funny one, isn't it?
Goal for me, yeah. You can't drop him just yet. He's not done anything to warrant a drop, I don't think.
I just think there'll be a mixture of opinions on this one, I'll be honest, with them both now being fully fit and very able. Let's get real. It's not like Pope's now all of a sudden just not able to perform.
No,
I mean?
it's a shame.
I think it'll be a split opinion on this one, won't it?
I really like Nick Pope. I really rate him as well, but obviously some of the qualities that he lacks, Dubravka has. Like anytime the ball is at Nick Pope's feet, I absolutely panic.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Not at all with Dubs, I'll be honest.
I hit panic mode, and with Dubravka, I'm just like, okay, I feel a bit more. I feel a bit more able. Yeah, but if you were to ask me this, like I said this the other day when we done the Wildcard Wednesday episode, like if you were to ask me about Dubravka a year ago, he would have been on my most disliked list of Newcastle players. Now he's on my most liked. Isn't that a 10 of events?
Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
I've always liked Dubravka. I mean, there were seasons when he was playing under Bruce where him and Wilson kept us in the Premier League, really. Dubravka has been an excellent goalkeeper. And he's back to that, I think. I don't think Dubravka will lose his place, having been persuaded to delay his retirement bonus and not go to Saudi until the summer. I don't think he can get dropped until he's made some horrific howlers. And he hasn't done that. Again, against Birmingham, he had one or two really, really good saves, really sharp saves. Not against Birmingham, against Arsenal, sorry. And I know Pope was quite good against Birmingham too, but it's his distribution. I'm starting to get to see the difference now. I've seen how better we are coming out of defence with the Bradford goal compared to Nick Pope. I will say about Nick Pope, though, that ball that he pinged to Osula, who then did one of the best turns I've ever seen, which led to the second goal, was it? That was a fantastic ball out of defence. That was a real sort of Edison kind of ball, straight to his feet. So Nick Pope is perhaps not a complete forlorn cause, but I know what you mean. The ball comes to him fast, and you're hoping he can trap it. It won't just go in.
Yeah.
But every now and again, a miracle can happen, I think, and that's what that was. It was just a cheeky little one-off for him, bless him.
Yeah, true.
Right, I'll tell you what. We'll cut to the first ad, which I believe, Nick, you're going to do that. Is that right?
Yeah.
Good go.
Here at the Global Sports Podcast Network, we spent a lot of time selecting our delivery platform. Zencastr came out the clear winner. With 4K video recording from your phone and AI editing that automatically removes all those ums and ahs, it is super easy to start a podcast that sounds great and is delivered efficiently. If you're ready to tell your story, check out the link in the show description to learn more about Zencastr.
Thank you very much, my dear.
Done and done.
Perfecto. Done and done.
Done and done.
Right, to kind of continue that trend, how we're looking, or how we're thinking, sorry, the lineup's going to look. Starting from the back, I suppose, because taking into account we'll have said that Burns pretty much definitely going to be out. We reckon Botman's going to be out. Let's pretend they're both definitely going to be out. How do you guys see the back four lining up? Because we are going to assume that he's going to go back. I say he's going to go back, by the way. I'm ignoring the Birmingham game. We're going back to four at the back is what I mean.
I think Botman will be in. Don't think Botman will be out.
I know. I'm just
it'll be Botman, Shah. I think it'll be Botman and Shah. Hall.
If Botman's out, who would you put in? That's what I'm asking.
Livramento.
No, not for this game.
If somebody's going to have to follow Doku really, really quickly, nippy, and Phipps, unfortunately, is. I love Phipps, but I don't think.
I suppose if Doku is in, you're right.
Sticky winger is the man. He's the man for that. I think that's what Tino's skill is. Keeping up with him as he runs past him. Personally,
I just feel like I love Tino, but sometimes I do feel like he's a bit slow.
He's not as fast as, I know what you mean, but then Tripp's not fast either, so it's like we can't.
Fast. I mean, we're not exactly blessed with pace on the right-hand side, are we? Let's be honest. No. I would have gone Trips, Lewis Hall.
We're going to pretend Botman's out, so pretend. He might be in, great. If he's in, fantastic, because he's man-marking Haaland. If he's out, who would you put in?
Crafted Shah by default, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it would be Crafted Shah, yeah. That's was my next one. But I think it will likely be Shah and obviously Botman. I don't think his injury was serious.
I hope he is back, yeah.
Yeah. But then Eddie might, I don't know, he might not put him straight back in.
I reckon he will, though,
But
because
he
he'll
probably
want
will.
him back in. Will it be in this game? I mean, I think
Yeah.
if it was a lower team, and that sounds really, disrespectful, but we all
No.
know what we mean by that.
Has it
Will it
actually
be in
been
City away?
confirmed that Dan Burner's out? I mean, I guess by this time
I
tomorrow it would have, but
No,
don't know, but I haven't seen
there's,
that he is in either, so it's like...
no, me either.
there's no discussion even until Eddie does his press
No, I
conference
know.
tomorrow
That's what I
morning.
mean. I know by the time this is out,
When
there would have been.
when he'll say he hasn't seen them train today, so they'll make a late decision, which means he won't tell you whether he's going to be in or not. You'll have to see who gets off the bus
True.
in Manchester before you know
Yeah.
whether
True.
there's an opportunity. But I think Byrne is, if it's a groin and it's not torn and wrecked already, then you can rest it and it should heal very quickly.
Yeah.
So you might end up missing 1 or 2 matches and come back just as good for the rest of the season. Whereas if you play on top of it and you tear it, it might need an operation to fix it, which would be a much longer recovery. I think he'll miss Byrne out. I'm hoping Botman has had his rest. 2 weeks since he played, isn't it? Just
Me
about.
too.
Or,
Yeah.
or 12 days or something by the time Saturday comes around.
Yeah.
I'm hoping Botman can play alongside Sharp, but if not, Emil Kraft, I'm an advocate.
He can do a job, right?
Squad players. He's
Yeah.
been very good every time he's played. Hasn't put a foot wrong.
I like Kraft.
Me too.
Yeah. Cool. Midfield. How are we thinking? Because obviously the last game, that obviously again wasn't Birmingham. Big Joe wasn't playing anyway, but is he injured? Is Big Joe still injured? Is he not?
He's in a knee brace, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's due back.
He's out for a bit, isn't he?
March.
Oh yeah, we'd have that
back for the
conversation.
final.
Just ignore us. I'm having a bit of a brain mess here.
Mid-March he's back.
Mid-March.
I think Joe Willock with his man of the match performance against Birmingham is
he deserves
ready-made to slot into the gap that Joe Linton will leave.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I absolutely agree with that one. I'll be honest.
I've done Willock, Tonali, and Bruno, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, it will be
It's
that
gonna be the
one.
natural one.
I mean, presume he's going to go 4-3-3.
I mean, he pretty much has pretty much every other game except for Arsenal. So.
Except for the Arsenal game. Yeah, we just don't know what he's going to do.
But yeah, you would expect that with Murphinho, Isak, and Gordon across the front. So
Gordon
isn't it really?
is still suffering from a problem that kept him out of the Birmingham game, although we've seen the photos of him training with a big smile on his face. So we fully expect
do we think Eddie's just playing up to the media a bit?
Yeah, he is.
Getting in Pep's head.
Yeah.
I think. That's my favourite Eddie tactic, The lying.
Yeah. Just flat out lies.
Yeah, love it.
When you say you don't want a man to lie, right?
Yeah,
I
love it. I love seeing people like Mikel Arteta absolutely melt on the sideline when he's like, well, this didn't go to plan. Because they focus on one player only. So, like, for example, Alexander Isak, and then everyone around him just performs better, and then we win and smash them. I love when that happens. I love an Eddie Howe
We just
lie.
need to get under their skins. We'll get under City skins. We're going to get under Liverpool skins. Murphinho's going to be on his top old craphousery. It's going to be awesome. That was a PG version. Do you like that?
Very exciting if Murphinho can be flat out for an hour, 65 minutes, and then replaced by Azula, who will be equally much of a wind-up going down the right wing.
We might see Wilson.
I mean, can you imagine Azula against who is it on the left? That's Vardiol, isn't it? So you should get loads and loads of space down there.
What, for Man City, you mean?
Yeah, because Vardiol is always pushing up.
Yeah.
And Azula is just
a good player, him though.
Very good player.
Put him in, put Azula in with the ball over the top, and he's on the ball and cutting in before the centre halves have had a chance to get across the cover. But he's super quick.
We might see a bit of Wilson.
We never know.
We will.
Doesn't Isak move out the left? Or just full on replace Isak. Depends how the match is going. Depends how many we've blasted past them at this point.
Yeah, true. True.
I think what we'll do is, I was going to ask who you guys are kind of worried about, and we'll do predictions after the next ad, but then we'll talk a little bit about the fact that we've also got through in the next round of the FA Cup as well. Full of positivity on this one. So quickly, before we do the next ad, I think I've just said who mine is, I'll be honest, because Guardiola is absolutely my kind of worry. He's just one of those players that he's a defender, but he gets goals. He's just, I don't know.
Yeah.
I like watching him, to be fair, I'll be honest. I'm not a fan of him, I wouldn't say that, but he is a great player. So he's my kind of main concern, especially with the big man Rodri still being well out. And like you said, the likes of Grealish and stuff, which we weren't worried about anyway. But is there anyone in particular? As I say, I mean, I know I'm probably now just going to jinx the entire thing, but I'm not that bothered about Haaland. But I said it the last time, he still didn't do anything, so I feel this isn't a jinx, by the way. So are you guys concerned about anyone, or have I just wrecked it all by saying that?
Probably potentially only player that I would be panicking if they came charging towards our back line would be Kevin De Bruyne.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I've said this before.
I do love
him,
man. I'm a fan of him.
I do like him. I just wish he'd go somewhere else because I just don't like Manchester City.
He's ripe for Saudi now, isn't he? He can leave now.
Just go abroad, go somewhere where I can admire you from afar because, he is an unbelievable player, and when he can hit a ball, man. So he will be what I mean. That's if he starts. Who knows what Pep's thinking? But who knows? He was probably definitely one that I'm a little bit worried about. I probably shouldn't say this, but I've said for months that I don't really like Haaland. He obviously scores goals. Yes, we know that. I think he's just in the right place at the right time most of the time. I think, and the one that you guys have mentioned, that defender, he can. I'm not even going to. I can never pronounce people's names. Yeah,
that's how I'm saying it anyway.
We'll say that. They're probably the ones that I'm worried about the most. Maybe. Kevin De Bruyne is mine.
Haaland is a very good Halloween pumpkin impersonator as well.
I love that comment you made. Actually, that was great.
He's scary.
Right. What I'll say in encouragement, I think a big chunk of Man City's difficulty is how old De Bruyne. What do you call him? Bernardo Silva, Gundogan, who came back. They're all 2 or 3 years older from the sort of invincible.
They're not in their prime.
City. We'll outrun them. We will have way more of the ball. We'll win the midfield battle. There's no Rodri there.
I would hope so.
The guy who I think can do stuff. I've really liked the bits I've seen of Marmouth, who just signed in January. That's the other thing. Man City can spend 200 million in the bloody January window to try and store things up. I've not seen the guy Gonzalez that's coming into midfield, who apparently is the legs that they're missing. So he might get to play against Newcastle and make a name for himself on day one. I like Marmouche, and I like what's the winger? Is Marmouche. It Silvinho that's down the right? He's looked quite good.
Savio.
I can't remember what it is now. Savio, Ravioli? No.
Ravioli.
No,
let's call him Ravioli.
Like
Savio.
I think it's Savino. Savino.
I think it's more that than Ravioli. Definitely, yeah, that's the one.
but then we also have Lewis Hall, who will be marking him. So Brilliant. I mean,
he'll be fine.
Whether he gets a kick or not, we'll have to see. Yeah, Marmouche would be my tip for somebody to make a name for themselves. Because I like the look of him.
Good stuff.
Would you like an advert now, Joe?
Oh, I'd love one, Ian. Can I have one, please?
Yeah, I've got one for GSPN just here.
Oh, that would be lovely. Thank you.
Yeah, get on with it then.
The Global Sports Podcast Network is changing the face of football podcasting with dedicated daily content for every Premier League team, women's football, a dedicated Premier League wrap-up in 5, count them, different languages. This is your one-stop shop for your daily football fix. Find the GSPN wherever you find your usual podcast. Not English, that. I don't know if you've noticed. What does find the GSPN mean? Do you mean find the GSPN podcast wherever you find your usual podcast? Honestly.
That's what it meant to say. And you need to take it to the bosses, man. You know one of them anyway. Take it to them.
Say a message right in there.
Massive typo.
They're making it sound silly.
Well, I think they don't need to do that very much, but it's all right. We'll blame it on them anyway.
Not with me anyway. I've just sat here saying I'm not worried about Haaland. Watch him score a hat-trick.
It's all right, Nick. We've both cursed it. It's fine.
I don't know anything. What do I know anyway?
Rest in peace.
He did manage 2 against Real Madrid. He did manage 2 against Real Madrid. So
Yeah, but they still
Whatever.
lost. So who cares?
still
Exactly.
a potent threat. Still a potent
So
threat.
on that
I
note,
said he's still a threat, but he's just in the right place at the right time. Football.
he is, Nick. He's nothing special. He's no Isaac. And we're
No,
not being
one thing
biased.
on
He's not an Isaac.
one law of averages that might favour us is that Alexander Isak has played at the Etihad 3 times and so far has scored this many goals, 0 goals. So law of averages means he's due 1 or 2, isn't he, on Saturday?
Well,
Got to
3.
score
He's going to
eventually.
get a hat trick. Yeah.
Oh, baby. Right.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. On that note, because I'm getting really excited, can we have predictions? So, Ian, give us yours because I just do it.
Tend to be shocked.
Go on, Ian.
I think that and I have been changing it up in recent weeks. I mean, I predicted 4-0 for that Leicester game, if you remember, and then 4-0 for the Ipswich game, if you remember. I'm going to go for Newcastle
I don't
to win
remember.
this one 3-1.
No.
Because, but I genuinely think that's. I think we've got too much for them in midfield. We've got 2 killer forwards, 3 if you include Murphy, which I know you do, Joe. But I think Gordon and Isak are lethal up front. They're almost telepathic the way they can link up. If Willock
Isak
is
and
feeding
Murphy are
into them as
telepathic.
well, there are lots of connections on that pitch.
They are.
Fingers crossed. We've got Botman. I think between Haaland and Marmoush, I do think they will be having a few shots, and I think they will score. Although Dubravka is quite difficult to beat these days. Arsenal haven't been able to do it in 3 games. So yeah, I'm going to go 3-1. Not just because I always pick 3-1, but I do think that is a genuine prediction of what the score will be.
It's a nicer score, and we'd love you to be right. Don't get me wrong. Nick, I'll let you go next. Then, what are you saying?
I was going to go for a 2-1 Newcastle.
So was I. So, just
okay.
be different. No, it's all right. I'm going to say 3-2 to us. Haaland can have these stupid 2 little goals because, like Nick just said, Isak's going to get 3. No, it's fine because one of them will be a penalty because he always gets a stinking penalty. It's the only way he can score. The other one's going to be some scrappy ass little kick knock in that you've just said. He's just there at the right time. So that's what he's going to be. He's going to be there at the right time. But Isak's going to smash it anyway. Provided by Murphinho, obviously. So yeah, 3-2 I'll take.
I'm going for a Botman header. I'm joking.
We're defying history. We are defying history by all 3 of us going for a Newcastle win at the Etihad. They haven't even scored since 2018. But then, those sort of records are there to be broken.
They are. I don't like history.
Ian. We don't pay attention to history until we win our 2 trophies this season, and then we've put our 70-year trophy.
Why would Newcastle United want to look at history? Our history sucks. Let's just move forward. Always look forward.
Let's rewrite.
Let's look to the next game,
rewriting
not
history from Saturday.
In the wise words of Mr. Howe, always just look at the game ahead of us.
Look at the next one, not the next 10 like we do.
Not the next 10 years.
Right. We'll wrap that up. We've got a few minutes left. I think we should just talk about the fact that we're obviously mint and we're still on. The only team, by the way, that are still on for the domestic treble. Yeah, baby. Because we're obviously through the next round in the FA Cup. So we're having 2 trips to Wembley. We're going to probably finish. What you reckon, Ian? I think you said it right. We'll finish 2nd in the league. I take that. That's fine. Scousers can have something, I suppose. We'll take Wembley off them, though. Come on. But if we can imagine if we finish above Arsenal, though, can that just be the final nail in the coffin for Arteta and his tears? How beautiful would that be at the end of the season?
What, to Nick 2nd place?
Yeah.
Oh, please. I would pay good money.
Can you imagine? Yeah.
It's the ball.
It's always the ball.
The ball's
it's the
different.
Wrong shape. Probably the wrong shape.
Probably the wrong shape.
Round enough.
Not quite detailed enough.
The natural, the other way of looking at your, we're the only team left with the possibility of a domestic treble. What is actually a fact is that we are the only team in England that hasn't lost a cup match this season. That's true.
That's another one.
Team.
That's a good.
Everybody else
fact.
has lost a cup match.
I like that.
It
Do you know
sounds
why?
it sounds less deluded than we're going to win the domestic treble anyway.
I never said we were going to win it all. We're just still on for it. We're still involved
Most
in all three
Newcastle United
competitions.
thing ever to go 70 years or whatever it has been without winning a trophy to then win 2 cup trophies.
The city ain't ready for it. This city is not ready for it. It isn't.
I'm not ready for it.
If we win 1, the city's going to go into meltdown. If we win 2, Newcastle's going to implode. Nobody's going to work again. Everybody's going to be smashed.
I've already said that if we win the Carabao Cup, my work can't see me for a good month and a half.
I was going to say, you're not going home. You're coming up here and you're going to stay up here.
I'm not going
You're
home.
not going home.
I'm going to go lie in St James Park Field and be like, "Hi guys, I shall not be moved."
It's all right. I've already made plans to kick Marcus out. You can move in a bit.
But I'm moving in. Perfect.
I mean, only kick him out into his office, bless him. Well, not literally kick him out into the back garden. I've got a tent.
No, he's fine. You can go there.
Ian's looking at us
What's
like,
the garage like?
It's actually just been cleared out. The garage is clear for a change. Yeah, it was cleared out the other day.
That preparation has already been made then. So well done.
Nicola's moving in for our domestic treble win. Nicola's moving in for a domestic treble win.
The new song.
We're not going to finish in rap, are we? Oh, please, no.
I need an underline to say it. Nicola's moving in for our domestic treble win.
Domestic treble win.
Michael Arteta's going in the bin.
Michael Arteta's crying in his little bin.
Mikel Arteta. Mikel Arteta's going in the bin.
Right, we get Ian providing the boof face.
Come on, we can't be beatboxing. Look, tell me, what do you think of us being drawn at home against Brighton in the FA?
I'm over the moon. It's a home draw. It's what I wanted, and it could have been a hell of a lot worse. That's exactly how I'm summing that one up.
Anyone at home I wanted, so I'm happy.
Yeah.
And we get a chance to actually score a few goals against Brighton, because they beat us 1-0, didn't they? They were absolutely smacked.
Yep.
We just couldn't put the ball in the back of the net that night. It wasn't one of our awful, couldn't give a toss type performances like the Bournemouth game or the Fulham game. It was a really good performance, and we just could not score. I love the money.
True.
And we can put that right. I'm pleased with.
Nor money.
Not a game I fear at all. But again, don't want to start cursing it too early. But we'll speak about it closer to the time anyway. But no, in reality, come on, we've got to be pretty damn happy about everything that's going on at the minute. And
100%.
Let's just keep riding this wave of gloriousness, is all I say.
Doesn't come very often, guys.
I know.
It doesn't.
Live in the 2025
an away
dream.
win at Etihad. Why not?
Exactly.
I've got a tattoo planned and everything. Because I've always said that as soon as Newcastle win a trophy, I'm going to get a Newcastle tattoo. And it's because I've got a few tattoos and I haven't got any Newcastle ones. And I've always said I've waited till, and I'm obviously getting on now. I mean, Ian, I'll be your age one day. And I hope not. I need that tattoo. But this year...
Do you think I should get one?
You not? Should we not get a team tattoo, please? Yeah.
I did have,
on the 6th
wait for real.
I did think about having a W tattooed on each buttock, so that whenever I bent over to pick the soap up in the shower, it went, wow.
And then really is, wow, it's Ian Mackay. Ian, you've got to do it. Please do it.
We have to do it. Let's get one booked in for the 16th of March.
No, dude, man, we'll be drunk on the 16th of March.
Exactly. No pain, no gain.
Nah. 17th.
Right. Okay.
When we're still drunk.
When we're still
because
drunk.
We'll be up all night drinking.
Perfect.
There we go, right. I'll book way in because you'll still be up here because you're moving in. Great.
Lovely. What a lovely place to end the pod.
I think this is a really good way to end the pod because nobody needs to keep listening to this nonsense. So, as always, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to the pair of you. And as always, we've went wonderfully off track. But yes, loved you all. And I will see you again very soon.
Every club, every day. The Global Sports Podcast Network.